Next is conditionals. Zero conditional is used for things that are always true as long as the condition is met. Form or the formula. If plus present simple, the next part is also present simple. Example, if you heat water under until 100 degrees Celsius, it boils. If I drink too much coffee, I get a headache. And they are all real situations. Zero conditional quiz. Match the sentence halves from first to tense. AJ. You must do this exercise under 10 minutes. Next, first conditional is used to predict the result of a future action. Things which might happen in the future. If she gets good grades, she will go to university. You will fail the exam if you don't do more work. Both sentences are real. Grammaticus, first conditional test. There are given 18 tests, and you have to work on these tests. Next, complete the conditional sentences by putting the verbs into correct tense. For example, if you send this letter now, she will receive it tomorrow. If I do this test, I will improve my English. If I find your ring, I'll give it back to you. Peggy goes shopping if she has time in the afternoon, if she will have work. Simon go to London next week if he will get a cheap flight. If her boyfriend doesn't phone today, she will leave him. If they don't study harder, they will not pass the exam. If it rains or if it will rain tomorrow, I haven't watered the plants. You are not able to sleep if you watch this scary film. Susan cannot move into the new house if it's not ready on time. Next, second conditional. The second conditional is used to talk about situations that are unlikely or unreal. It can refer to present or the future. Form if plus past simple plus would plus do. If I were you, I wouldn't do it. I'm not you, so this sentence is unreal. I would learn Italian if I had the time. You must do this quiz also, watch the sentences, and you must do this test. It's according to second conditional. Next. They are given zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. Zero conditional is real. If you stand in the rain, you get wet. If you heat ice, it melts. Facts which are generally true or scientific facts. The condition always has the same result. Present simple plus present simple. First conditional. If it rains, you will cancel the trip. If you study, you will pass the exam. A possible situation in the future, predicting a likely result in the future, if the condition happens. Second conditional, if I won the lottery, I would travel a lot. If they sold their house, they would be rich. Past simple plus would plus verb. Hypothetical or unlikely situations, unreal or improbable situation now or in the future. Unreal situation. Third conditional. If you had studied, you would have passed the exam. If I hadn't been sick, I would have gone to your party. Past perfect plus would have plus past participle. The person is imagining a different past imaginary situation that didn't happen. Correct makes perfect. They are all given websites. You will learn a lot about conditionals from these websites. Next, mixed conditional. Second conditional, if plus past simple plus would plus infinitive, present future situations. Third conditional, if plus past perfect would have past participle. Past situations. If I had studied harder, I have passed my exam, but I didn't pass. If I had studied harder, I would pass my exam. If she had enough money, she could buy a new car. If she had enough money, she could have bought a new car long ago. This type of mixed conditional refers to an unreal past condition and its probable result in the present or future. In this mixed conditional sentences, the time is the past in the if clause and in the present in the main clause. If I had worked harder at school, I would have a better job now, but I didn't work hard at school. If I had looked at the map, we wouldn't be lost, but I didn't look at the map. You would be dead now if you had caught that plant, but I'm not dead. If I had taken an aspirin, I wouldn't have a headache now, but I didn't take an aspirin, so I have a headache now. This mixed conditional sentence refers to unreal present situation and is probable but unreal past result. In these mixed conditional sentence, the time in the if clause is no or always, and the time in the main clause is before now. If I wasn't afraid of spiders, I would have picked it up. If we didn't trust him, we would have sacked him months ago. I would have been happy to help you if I wasn't in the middle of another meeting. If I was a good cook, I had have invited them to lunch. But I am not a good cook. If she had enough money, she could have done this trip to Hawaii. But she doesn't have enough money. Next, there are 16 questions about zero conditional. You must answer this type of questions. There are also questions, first conditional, about the first conditional questions. For example, what will you do if you can't sleep tonight? If your TV breaks next week, what will you do? How do you feel if you fail your next test? If you get lots of homework, how will you feel? What will your teacher say if you are late tomorrow? If you feel bored next Saturday, what will you do? What will you eat if you are hungry at midnight tonight? If you want to relax after class, what will you watch on TV? What medicine will you take if you catch a cold next week? If you decide to eat out, which restaurant will you go to? When you will go to bed if you are really tired tonight? If you don't eat breakfast tomorrow, will you feel hungry? Will you ask our teacher for help if you have a question? If you have some free time on Saturday, will you study more? Will you get a cat if you decide to get a new pet? If it rains tomorrow, will you bring an umbrella? Next, second conditional questions. What would you do if you could travel back in time? What would you do if you could travel in the future? What would you do if you saw a ghost? What would you do if you were the richest person alive? What would you do if you had a pet dinosaur? What would you do if you had a 3D printer? What would you do if you were a robot? What would you do if you could fly like a bird? What would you do if animals could talk? What would you do if you were the leader of your country? What would you do if spiders could fly? What would you do if a robber asked for all of your money? And what would you do if you were a leader of your country? What would you do if you forgot your own name? What would you do if you could travel anywhere? What would you do if you had a spaceship? You must answer these questions for further understanding of first, second, and third conditionals. They are all about today's sim. Thanks for watching.